While I was getting ready to, prep my hair for my deep conditioning, I was just hit by this epiphany. I was just thinking about relationships and natural hair. And not in the way that you think, not how your man feels about your natural hair, but just the process of going natural and either leaving a bad relationship or beginning a new one. So I'm just going to give my thoughts. It might be rambling, but I know it just seems kind of like those two things line up to me. So we're going to start with, just going natural. Some people transition and some people just do the big chop. Now, just like a bad relationship, for some people, they have to transition out of it. Just, when you transition from relaxed hair to natural hair, it takes time for the natural hair to grow in, and some people just clip a little bit of the relaxer at a time, and others just hold on to it until they're ready to cut it off. And just like a bad relationship or a toxic relationship, some people have to let go a little bit at a time as they're growing and they're knowing themselves more. They're not quite ready to totally let it go. So they're chipping away at the emotional tie to that person a little bit at a time. Then there's people on the other hand who just do the big chop. They're just prepared for whatever the emotional consequences from totally letting that situation go. And I say big chop for hair and beginning of change for relationship. So they're able to just totally cut that person off, let them go without any ties to them. They're just ready to move on. They just say, this is not healthy for me, so I have to let it go. So they just totally let it go. Now that you've done the big chop, you either feel empowered or, enlightened or whatever. And some people, they feel insecure, just like in relationships. Some people, when they let go of something that they know is not good for them, they feel empowered. They feel like they're more powerful because they have made that decision. While other people, they almost kind of second guess, oh my God, I've done the big chop. I don't know how I'm going to look. Am I going to be cute? Are people still going to like me? Whatever your emotional response is from doing that. And just like a relationship, the big chop or the beginning of change, some people feel insecure because they feel like they haven't been single. They don't know how to be single. They don't know how to be themselves without someone else. So that insecurity keeps them from enjoying the beginning of that change. Okay, so once you've got over the initial shock of your beginning of change, if you're a person that is insecure about it, or your big chop, you have your TWA phase. For natural hair, everybody knows that's, well, not everybody, but that's a teeny weeny afro. But for a relationship, that's the time we have to assess. And you can take that time to totally look at yourself for who you really are without being in a relationship, without being with someone, and totally take in the real person that you are. And for some people it's easier than others because they were able to let go of that relationship because they're ready to move on. And for those who aren't ready, they have to take a little more time with assessment. And this is a time where you try different things. Just like with a TWA, you try different products. You try to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And just like a relationship, it could be dating. You know, it could be dating, or it could be activity, it could be new interest. But whatever it is, this is the time where you assess yourself and decide what it is you want, what's going to work for you. Now, don't become a product junkie. Now, for natural hair, it's a little bit easier to do that because it's your hair. But for a relationship, I think we can kind of guess what the equivalent of being a hair product junkie is. You know, you're dating all these guys, and, you know, I'm not saying you're being promiscuous, but for some people that is what happens because they're not used to self. But don't become a product junkie, or don't become a, you know, and when it comes to products for natural hair, I'm sorry, I'm on this side, I'm on that side. But for natural hair, if you care about the ingredients, read the ingredients. They're on the product. Just turn the bottle around and read the ingredients. And if there are ingredients that you feel you don't want on your hair, then don't use that product. Just like relationships and dating, read the ingredients. Let people give you a chance to tell you who they are, because people will always reveal themselves to you. They don't always verbally say, this is who I am, because I don't think that's how people can describe who they are. People tell you who they are by their actions, by what they do, not what they say. So take time to read the ingredients. I know when you go in the store and you're picking up the bottles of stuff, it's annoying to sit there and read through the ingredient list. But if you just buy it straight off the shelf and you put it on your head, and you see that it's got some type of alcohol that you don't want in your hair, or some type of sulfate that you don't want on your hair. I mean, because some people don't care about sulfates, but if you do, take the time to read the ingredients. And as far as relationships go, or dating, take time to get to know people. Take time. Don't just take stuff at face value, because you'll end up with a shelf full of products. Now, finally, we have growth and length retention. Now, hair grows. I mean, all hair grows. It assures the hair under your arms, on your legs, and your other places grows. The hair on your head is going to grow. But where people have an issue, don't mind my heater, is retaining the length from the hair they grow. Now, there are a lot of ways to retain length. Some people make sure their hair is properly moisturized. They have a good hair care regimen. They do protective styling. Some people wear wigs. Some people wear twists. Whatever. But there are different ways to ensure that you retain the length of the growth that's inevitably going to happen. For relationships and dating and self-discovery, you're going to inevitably grow as a person, but it's up to you. You're going to retain any of the growth that you've made. You know, you grow as a person, and you've decided, you know, what type of person that you want, and you're discovering people who have the characteristics of the person that you want. but then you start going back to your old habits or treating your hair like you did when you had a relaxer. That's not going to help you retain the growth that you made while you're going through your time with assessment phase. So I think there may be a part 2 to this. I don't know, but I hope I was making sense, and I hope this helps someone. And thank you for watching. Bye.